A hearing today to decide the fate of the South Hill rapist. We were in the courtroom and have an exclusive look at the proceeding.
Well, it is Friday and we have more warm, sunny weather ahead for the start of the weekend, but Sunday brings some changes that I'm tracking in the First Alert forecast.
A months-long search for the suspected killer of 3 young girls in Wenatchee could be over, with authorities saying they believe they found the body of Travis Decker. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Well, we are 1 week away from a critical step for one of Spokane's most notorious criminals. Will the man known as the South Hill rapist walk free? Kevin Coe was accused of dozens of rapes in Spokane in the 70s and 80s. He served his time and was labeled a sexually violent predator. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. But the state of Washington says it can no longer prove Coe is dangerous, and he's expected to be released next week. After serving 25 years in prison, Coe has spent the last 17 years at the Special Commitment Center for Sexually Violent Predators on McNeil Island. A trial is scheduled for next Friday in Spokane to determine if he still meets the criteria. He's almost 80 years old now and in poor health, so the state has indicated it can't justify holding him there anymore. But at a pretrial hearing this morning, we learned the wheels of justice aren't exactly moving quickly. Melissa Luck was the only reporter in the courtroom and has this exclusive update.
We came to court this morning expecting a pretty benign pretrial hearing. We already know the state plans to dismiss its motion to hold Kevin Coe indefinitely. Instead, we watched the judge admonish attorneys on both sides for not having the paperwork submitted in order to make that happen.
I can't make you file a motion, but I need something so that I don't have to summons 105 jurors in. So I would have anticipated that the state of Washington would have done something before today's date.
Judge Julie McKay did not hide her frustration this morning with the Washington Attorney General's office. She's upset that even though the state has indicated it will drop its petition to hold Kevin Coe on McNeil Island, nothing has been done to move that forward. Coe is asking for his release, and a trial would debate that. But the state has said in court filings Coe is old and feeble and unlikely to reoffend, and the state can't meet its burden of proof to hold him any longer. Coe's attorneys already have a place for him to live at an adult care facility in Spanaway. But if things don't move forward on schedule, Coe could lose that spot. Also at issue, the voices of the victims. The state says 7 of Coe's victims want to be heard in court. Most, if not all of them, were heard in the civil commitment trial back in 2006. The judge says while she values their voices, there's nothing in state law that would allow them to be heard at a dismissal hearing when the judge has no choice but to release Coe.
So is there a reason why the state of Washington couldn't have just called a press conference?
For these victims,
Sure.
it's not sufficient enough.
For them to be on TV speaking to the state of Washington at large, that's not good enough?
They want an opportunity to speak, to have one last final say in front of a courtroom.
I would think that a press conference is much vaster, much wider, and way more impactful than in front of a judge who has zero choice, none, no discretion.
So here's where things stand. The judge told attorneys on both sides to get that paperwork submitted so she can determine whether or not she needs to summon those jurors. She is still taking under advisement whether or not she will allow victims to testify in person or if those written statements are all that will be allowed. At the courthouse, I'm Melissa Luck, 4 News Now.
Well, checking in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker.
Sunny and warm all day today, but what does the rest of the evening have in store for us, Chris?
Oh, it is a beautiful evening, but you have less than an hour to enjoy the daylight sunset coming up at 6:53. But what a gorgeous sunset over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, Spokane County Courthouse. You can see the cars in the foreground. Those are people showing up to go to football games at the stadium. Very exciting evening in downtown Spokane, where it is going to stay in the 80s through 7 o'clock. 71 degrees at 9. Will be 66 by 11 o'clock with clearing conditions. It is definitely maybe a sweatshirt. I don't know if you even need that. And tomorrow is going to be just as warm. We're heading up to a high of 85 85 degrees with bright blue skies, a little bit of a breeze picking up in the afternoon. Then things start to change on Sunday. We have a chance of showers, gusty winds, blowing dust, and a pretty good drop in our temperatures. I'm going to take you hour by hour through your Sunday forecast to help you plan coming up in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
We'll see you then, Chris. Thank you. A memorial will be held this Sunday in Glendale, Arizona to remember the life of political activist Charlie Kirk. The service starts at 11 in the morning at the State Farm Stadium. President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance are expected to attend the service. We will stream the whole thing on our streaming app, KXLY Plus, and online at KXLY.com.
The search for the man accused of killing his 3 young girls in Wenatchee could be coming to a close, with law enforcement announcing they found a body they believe to be Travis Decker's. That body was found in a heavily wooded area near the Rock Island campground in Chelan County, less than a mile from where the 3 girls were found. Investigators are still working to confirm the identity of the body. Our Madeline Mullins joins us in studio now with everything we know about this search.
The Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison tells me the remains they found were pulled apart and severely decomposed. Today he says he's anxiously waiting to get DNA results on whether or not these remains belong to accused murderer Travis Decker. High above the Grindstone Mountain area, in an area never searched until now, investigators spotted a shirt.
We did have drones up in the air that detected an anomaly when we zoomed in closer on the drone. Anomaly, we did detect that, hey, this shirt seems to match in color with what we had seen our suspect, Travis Decker, wearing at the time of the incident. So we did put units on the ground.
Once on the ground, deputies found a pair of shorts and other items they believe were Travis Decker's, along with human remains that were severely decomposed.
There is the potential that some of the remains were spread, which is consistent with what we've seen before with individuals who've been found out in the backcountry. That's what animals do.
Sheriff Mike Morrison tells us that this would not be possible without the help from other agencies all over the state and country, including the Spokane County Sheriff's Office. Its drone is the one that spotted the shirt.
Always great partners. Our aviation programs work closely with each other.
The remains were found a little less than a mile away from the Rock Island campground. That is where Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia Decker's bodies were found on June 2nd. This find could end a months-long manhunt that started on May 30th when Travis Decker did not return his 3 daughters home after a scheduled visit. Their bodies were found a few days later.
I want to honor Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, and I want to make sure that their killer is brought to justice. Justice is served, and that, of course, above all, law prevails.
The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says the remains have been sent to the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab. And this case has been expedited, and a press conference will be held next week once the Sheriff's Office has the DNA results. In studio, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
All right, Madeline, thank you. Still to come, the CDC meeting with major implications continues today.
The organization deciding if it will change policy for several vaccines. The illness the meeting focused on today and why some are already pushing back. Coming up.
And up next, why pulling Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air is creating concern across the industry about what the decision means for free speech. Don't go away.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
4 News Now is brought to you by VECU, your local not-for-profit credit union.
Ready for action? It's No Holds Barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out. King of the Cage, live Thursday, September 25th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
The 2025 Ford Bronco is everywhere, and for good reason. It's built for anything, loaded with capability, and will go anywhere you take it. Snow, mud, dirt, whatever the road throws at you. This goat gives you seven different terrain modes to handle it all. And the Bronco just won an award for Best in Class for initial quality. When buying your next SUV, think Wendell Ford. We would be honored to show you the new Bronco. Wendell Ford, drive for generations.
I burned every bridge and I broke every relationship in my life. I miss holidays, I miss birthdays, and I hurt the people that I love. But you don't have to get to that point, the point of desperation in life or death, because there's hope and there's help available. You just have to receive it and make the first step to getting help. There's a life that God has for you in the future much better than the life you're living now.
It's here, the Red Tag Model Year-End Clearance Event at R&R RV in Liberty Lake on now through September 30th. Save thousands with factory discounts and clearance pricing. New travel trailers from $184 per month. New fifth wheels from $325 per month. New motorhomes from $89,990. Shop the Northwest's largest pre-owned RV inventory. Prepped and ready to go. Free parking, free admission, free food Friday and Saturday. The Red Tag Model Year-End Clearance Event on now through September 30th at R&R RV in Liberty Lake or online at rnrrv.com.
For over 25 years, Dr. Arvind Chaudhry and Summit Cancer Centers has remained true to 3 core values. 25 years of coming together to develop the most complete and personalized treatment plans available. 25 years of providing the most advanced treatments and non-invasive radiosurgery in the country. 25 years of taking you on a healing journey from diagnosis to recovery.
And we are not stopping there. We will continue to offer the most comprehensive cancer treatment in the Northwest.
Summit Cancer Centers, integrated, innovative, inspired.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
In news from around the nation now, the fallout continues after Jimmy Kimmel Live was preempted indefinitely earlier this week. His supporters protesting in Los Angeles as his fellow late-night show hosts show their support. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the details.
Overnight, Jimmy Kimmel's competitor, Stephen Colbert, speaking out about Kimmel's indefinite suspension.
And to Jimmy, just let me say, I stand with you and your staff 100%. It is so bizarre to see an American president weighing in so vehemently on TV shows. It reminds me when Reagan said this.
Mr. Gorbachev, cancel the Golden Girls.
Kimmel's suspension sparking a fierce debate. Disney, ABC pulling the show off the air after pressure from the Trump administration, following Kimmel's comments during his monologue Monday about the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, who was appointed by President Trump, accusing Kimmel of misrepresenting the ideology of Kirk's killer and urging local broadcasters to stop airing Kimmel's show. Hours later, Nexstar and Sinclair, 2 of the biggest owners of network TV affiliates, said they would not air Kimmel's show. Nexstar is in merger talks with another media company and a deal that would require Brendan Carr's approval at the FCC. Disney, ABC, then pausing Kimmel's show indefinitely.
This is a very significant moment because local broadcasters are now pushing back on national programmers. We want to empower local broadcasters that have the public interest obligation to push back on national programmers so that people have more choice.
Others voicing outrage, claiming the suspension of Kimmel caves to political pressure, saying this is about protecting the freedom of speech. President Trump, returning from the UK, suggested the FCC should take licenses away from broadcasters that are repeatedly critical of him.
They give me only bad publicity or press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away. It will be up to Brendan Carr.
A move that would be at odds with an executive order the president signed on day 1 in office, pledging to protect free speech. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
A CDC advisory panel appointed by Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a longtime vaccine skeptic, decided to table a vote about the at-birth hepatitis B vaccine. The panel is citing concern they haven't had enough discussion about the vaccine's safety. The advisors were considering changing the recommendation from administering the shot in the hours after a baby is born to the 1-month checkup. And that's if the mother tested positive for the infection during pregnancy. Regarding concerns of the shot's side effects, today one of the panel members appointed by Kennedy argued trying to prove the absence of harm of the vaccine is simply not a practical objective. Many doctors are concerned if the hepatitis B recommendation changes, cases will be missed, urging that it puts children at unnecessary risk.
Let's just pause for a second. We have the ability to prevent children from getting cancer if we give every child a hepatitis B birth dose.
This follows yesterday's decision by the advisory panel to recommend separating the chickenpox vaccine from the widely used combination vaccine that fights measles, mumps, and rubella. Under the new guidelines, children will need a separate shot for their first dose.
Your Saturday planner. We are heading up to a high of 85 degrees. 73 is our average high. Lots of sunshine, little bit of a breeze in the afternoon. The winds really pick up for Sunday. I'll tell you all about it after the break.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical.
The redesigned Tiguan is here, and it's turning heads. Luxury meets functionality with new styling that includes elevated interior design and smarter tech. Take a test drive at Post Falls Volkswagen, home of 0000.
French toast nibblers or breakfast nachos?
Actually, I was thinking about heading out only because I want to beat the traffic.
The best part of the sleepover's the next day. I was going to throw the games on.
You're a Notre Dame guy. I'm from Texas.
Winners never compromise.
What?
Yeah. I mean, how can you call yourself a sports fan without Xfinity? You got multi-view.
The best college and pro games all in one place? I'm not going anywhere.
You ever tried pancakes and guac? You're about to. Yes, let's go. I got a little recipe that I can't tell you, but I think you're going to be happy.
If you like your Broadway hot, you'll love the musical blockbuster the New York Times calls a supersized all-out song and dance spectacular. Some Like It Hot. Playing September 23rd through 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts.
Elegance, style, quality, custom made for your project. Agalite shower doors and bath enclosures by River City Glass are designed for a lifetime of use. Timeless beauty that speaks for itself with superior quality and exceptional value. Offering exquisite custom wine room enclosures and office room glass, specializing in custom mirrors crafted to fit your space. Producing high-performance glass for every project, residential and commercial. River City Glass.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Looking for space, style, and serious performance? You'll find it all in a Volkswagen Atlas. 3 rows equals room for everyone. And turbocharged power means this SUV is built for fun. Take a test drive at Post Falls Volkswagen.
Look who's the newest guest shark in the water. And Monday morning, go on set deep behind the tank. Yeah. So, who will he take a bite out of?
We'll see what happens.
Monday on Good Morning America.
All right, welcome back. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker for a look at our forecast.
And Chris, everyone's talking about the Apple Cup.
You know, the Apple Cup looks pretty good, and I'm going to have a detailed forecast for that coming up in the top of the next half hour. But for the rest of the weekend, here are 4 things you need to know. Warm and sunny on Saturday. There are some big changes coming on Sunday. Blowing dust could be a problem, particularly in the Columbia Basin. But we also have some showers to go along with this cold front. High temperatures going from the mid-80s tomorrow down into the 60s for Sunday. Here's what's going on, tracking our weather pattern. We start the weekend off with high pressure. That's going to keep things warm and sunny for Saturday. But we do have a cold front that's coming through on Sunday, picking up the winds, giving us that chance of showers, and those winds may cause problems with blowing dust. Temperatures will be dropping behind the front. Here's a closer look on the timing on the precipitation. Now, we are going to be clear starting at 5 o'clock Saturday, a little less than 24 hours from now. That we start to see the clouds moving in Sunday early morning. Here's 2 a.m. Sunday and a few showers on this side of the Cascades, particularly from Wenatchee up through Omak. That should help with your air quality there. Sunday morning, 8 o'clock, we have wet weather from Lewiston up through the central panhandle. Lighter precipitation in eastern Washington. We'll keep at least a chance of showers going through noon and a sprinkle or 2 possible as we continue through the afternoon, but we will be drying out by Sunday night. Precipitation totals will be fairly light. We're talking hundredths of an inch in most locations. Few spots where we could see some heavier precipitation. Winds, meanwhile, Saturday, we're starting off Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Fairly light until we get into the afternoon. We may have, these are gusts, 15, 20 mile per hour gusts. Those calm down, and then Sunday, here's 10 a.m. They pick up again on Sunday, and we will see some stronger gusts as we get into the afternoon. 30+ mile per hour gusts will be common throughout the Columbia Basin, 25 mile per hour gusts elsewhere. And that drop in temperatures from 85 Saturday down to 68 Sunday. We start climbing back up Monday and into the middle of next week. We'll be back in the 80s. Now, these daytime highs are just part of the story. Overnight lows are going to be noticeably crisp. Not so much Sunday morning, 58 degrees Sunday morning, but 44 on Monday morning. Fall officially starts Monday morning, by the way, so that is apropos. 45 Tuesday morning, and then we're back up in the 50s. Kirsten.
Ooh, all right. Thank you, Chris. So this week, we had our most voted on Friday Night Sports Extra Game of the Week in over a year.
Pretty cool. Sports director Jack Wallace joins us from Post Falls, where the Trojans are taking on the Lakeland Hawks tonight. And Jack, how's the pregame atmosphere out there?
Well, we're in for an extra treat tonight. It's homecoming here in Post Falls. This crowd over here is fantastic. We got the band going. We got all the fans out on the grass. They're in the stands. Whole lot of folks here ready to see their Trojans take on the Lakeland Hawks in what's a pretty exciting back and forth kind of game. These two teams are among the best in Idaho. They usually are. And man, we're in for a pretty fun game. Both these teams had very interesting paths to get here. Let's start off with our first one here in Post Falls. They're 2-1, coming off a 1-point thriller over Eastmont. They won on the final play of the game. You're watching right here to open their home schedule in style. Quarterback Philip Schmidt finding Cody Matthews in the end zone for that game-winning score. And this comeback dub wiped away the Trojans' loss to Sandpoint 2 weeks ago. It sets them up well against a very talented Lakeland team. And these Hawks have been relentless through 2025, compiling a dominant 4-0 record through extremely sound defense, only allowing 36 total points through 4 games. They've scored almost 150 points. Lakeland set a calendar year high when they dashed for over 250 rushing yards last week. My goodness, controlling both the rock and the clock. And we talk about this game, it is the perfect revenge story for Lakeland. Last year's game was absolutely nuts. Came down to the very last second, and Post Falls came away with a 1-point win, spoiling Lakeland's homecoming. So we'll see if the Hawks can get some revenge on the Trojans' homecoming tonight. Crazy, these storylines. Should be a ton of fun. We're going to have highlights from this game here all across Idaho, Washington. We're going to have a jam-packed Friday Night Sports Extra show, so can't wait for that. That's coming up on 4 News Now Nightside. Make sure to tune in. Reporting in Post Falls, I'm Jack Wallace, 4 News Now Sports.
Yeah, I think we got 10 different games for you tonight. Should be fun. All right, any parents of kids or even teens should understand this next story.
A parent in Maine is suing Microsoft. Why? She says some games are increasingly addictive and the danger that can bring.
And up next, the future of a Gen Z favorite is more certain today. Why talks between President Trump and Chinese President Xi put us one step closer to a deal for TikTok.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Hospitals.
Avamere Southfield is so much more than just a home. We're enhancing lives every single day.
My home was heaven on earth, and now Avamere is heaven on earth.
Everybody's very friendly here and welcoming.
Come visit us and experience the Avamere difference.
Every day, our customers experience that moment. The moment when the decision is made and the train has left the station. When there's nothing left to do but lean forward and watch a little piece of the future unfold right before your dilated pupils. It only lasts a heartbeat or two, and some moments end better than others. But whatever the outcome, there's never a dull moment at Northern Quest. Yes, the best.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Get 0% APR plus no monthly payments until next year on select Sierra 1500 models. See your local GMC dealer.
Dupixent continuously works to help prevent asthma attacks. So game days are better. Girls' days are better. Even Mondays are better. Dupixent's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It's not for sudden breathing problems. Some people felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Balancing work and family on a tight budget can be tough. Spokane College's Head Start program provides safe, affordable childcare to working parents pursuing their education.
Head Start offers free and reduced cost childcare to qualifying families with children up to 5 years. We serve over 700 families throughout Spokane.
Head Start gave me the support to finish my degree with Spokane Colleges.
Through October 15th, Numerica's matching all donations to Head Start up to $10,000. This is how Numerica cares for kids.
We could soon know if the popular social media app TikTok will be able to keep operating in the United States.
President Trump holding an important phone call with China's president today as they try to reach a deal. ABC's Olivia Rubin has the story.
The Trump administration inching closer to finalizing a deal on TikTok. President Trump spending the morning on the phone with Chinese President Xi Jinping. President Trump signaling earlier this week that there would be an agreement to keep the app online for the 170 million users in the United States. After the call today, Trump posting it was, quote, very productive, saying he made progress on many issues, including TikTok. He also wrote, quote, appreciate the TikTok approval, but did not announce a deal was reached. Trump extending the deadline on a TikTok ban several times over the last 9 months for the app to be spun off from its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. It is a requirement to allow TikTok to keep operating in the U.S. under a law passed last year seeking to address data privacy and national security concerns. This week, Trump announcing a framework of a deal without saying who's involved.
The people that are investing in it are among the greatest investors in the world, the biggest, the richest, and they'll do a great job. And we're doing it in conjunction with China.
Also key, whether or not China will keep any of its ownership in the popular app, helping control the algorithm that is so addictive that controls what users see on TikTok.
But we haven't decided that.
Trump once supported banning TikTok, but credited the app with helping him win his second term. But TikTok not the only topic of conversation today between Trump and Xi. The two also talking trade. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, New York.
Well, the Federal Aviation Administration is reminding airlines to do more to have passengers leave bags during an evacuation. In a safety alert announced today, the FAA says travelers taking luggage while trying to flee a plane can slow down the overall process. That could increase the risk of people being left behind. The bags can also damage emergency exit slides. There's been a recent string of incidents like this one at the Denver airport in July that raised safety concerns within the airline industry. The alert notes there have been delayed evacuations with higher rates of injuries when passengers try to grab their bags on the way out of a plane.
A Maine mother is suing the developer behind some of the most popular video games for kids.
And the lawsuit claims the makers of the games added features they knew would be addictive without implementing any safety features. Terry Stackhouse reports.
Most important thing is to hold these manufacturers accountable for their actions.
That's attorney Brett Dwight Baber. He's representing Casey Henderson, a mother from Somerset County. She's suing Microsoft and the makers of popular video games, including Roblox, Fortnite, and Minecraft. The lawsuit claims they're marketed to young children with features that they knew would be addictive to maximize time spent and improve the odds of in-game purchases. The lawsuit claims that the games have cost her 9-year-old diminished social interactions, lack of interest in other hobbies, and withdrawal symptoms such as rage, anger, and physical outbursts. Adding any attempt to remove the child from their games is met with severe withdrawal symptoms, including anger and refusal to maintain proper hygiene or sleep. None of the defendants named immediately responded to our requests for comment.
They have intentionally built these psychological devices into their games to, get kids playing constantly. The more the better, and they profit off of it. And this is a billion-dollar industry with a capital B.
A lot of parents, I think, understand the complaints there. All right, big changes are rolling out for Spokane transit riders tomorrow.
STA is launching new bus routes, and for the first time, these double-decker buses are going to hit the streets. The agency says the upgrades are about more than just convenience. They're about making sure people can get where they need to go.
About 50% of our riders don't have access to a vehicle. Many of them are perhaps disabled, have mobility issues, or just can't afford a car. And so our lifeline to them gives them an opportunity to get to jobs, to get to health care, to get to school, and to get them to the places where they need to go.
The official ribbon cutting happens tomorrow at noon at Eagle Station near Eastern Washington University, and the event is open to the public. Well, WSU was recently given the green light to start selling beer and wine at games.
And the university is gearing up for the Apple Cup as the first game with alcohol sales in effect. We'll find out how much the potential revenue could help the school and what people at games think of the new refreshments.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Luxurious Karastan flooring, the flooring you need to live beautifully. With the National Karastan Month Journey into Savings event, receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of Karastan.
At Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One, Floor and Home. Is it time to update your living spaces? Don't overspend at the big box store. Come see us at Consign Furniture. We have the largest selection of like-new consignment furniture in Liberty Lake. No long wait times on couches to dining sets, rugs, and more. And our team will deliver today. Inventory moves fast. Check us out online or stop by today.
Consign Furniture. It's the easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
Hi, Mom.
Granite Concepts aren't just for making a statement. They're for when she makes the goal that wins the big game. Our countertops aren't just for seeing the luxury in our designs. They're for seeing when it's time for a much-needed break. Granite Concepts isn't just for being in love with your kitchen. It's for being with the ones that you love. Granite Concepts. Beauty set in stone.
Coeur d'Alene Honda has been here since 1968, owned and operated by the same family for over 57 years.
A lot's changed in 57 years. The way we treat our customers hasn't.
Check out our reviews. With a 4.7 rating, it shows we really care.
Here at Coeur d'Alene Honda, all of our new and select pre-owned Hondas come with our free nationwide lifetime warranty.
If you're looking for that perfect vehicle, we've got you covered.
We work with local credit unions and lenders to get you the best rate possible.
I just got approved with no money down.
Don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Luxurious Karastan flooring, the flooring you need to live beautifully. With the National Karastan Month Journey into Savings event, receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of Karastan.
At Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One, Floor and Home.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, as summer comes to a close, the Spokane Public Library is taking a look at the turnout for its summer reading club.
This summer, the number of children who logged their reading hours was down compared to last summer. The two libraries that saw a drop in readers were Shadle Park and Indian Trail. And while the Spokane Public Library says reading numbers fluctuate every year, it is hard to tell exactly why. It's already started planning on how it can encourage more children to join the program next summer.
We're hoping to have a friendly competition with local schools for a trophy to see who has the highest percentage of students that participate. We also want to promote earlier than we usually do. Our magazines usually go out to schools and places in June, so we're going to try that in May.
Despite seeing a drop in the number of children reading this summer, the Spokane Public Library says it did see an increase in adults who read during the summer reading club and kids who attended the summer reading club events. I know my daughter checked out a whole bunch of library books that I need to return. Hey, checking back in now with our first alert weather forecast.
Chris Crocker back in studio now with a look at our conditions tonight and for the weekend.
Oh, yes. Well, it is a beautiful night across the inland northwest. We have got clear skies, sunset happening soon, and it is 84 degrees in Spokane. If you're heading out for some Friday night football, we will stay at 80 at 7 o'clock. Clear skies, light winds. We won't even get into the 60s until about 10 o'clock tonight, feeling not quite like football season. And then there's tomorrow, the Apple Cup, and what a fantastic day of weather in Pullman. 72 degrees already at 10 o'clock. I don't think you're going to need any sort of sweatshirt or sweater for Apple Cup, no matter how early of a start you get. We'll be in the 80s already by 1 o'clock. We are heading up to a high in the mid-80s. 3 o'clock, we're hitting 83 degrees. A little bit of a breeze by the time we're into the late afternoon and early evening, right about the kickoff time. And then clear skies continue through the evening. That car is just to remind you to drive safe after the game, wherever your destination may take you. And then we have some weather changes on the way for Sunday. I'll tell you all about them in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chris. Well, if you've turned on a football game lately, you may have noticed something different. Some of the helmets look a little puffier.
That's because more players than ever are using Guardian caps, a padded cover designed to reduce head impact. Alexandra Cohen-Yards gives us a look at this new trend and some research behind it that might surprise you.
This is what a Guardian cap looks like. Essentially, it's this padded cover that's a bit less than an inch thick. It then gets clipped onto a football helmet. Students here at West Valley High School are required to wear them during practice. They have the option to opt out if they want to, but so far, none have. Hits to the head are hard to avoid in football, and every year, hundreds of students in Washington get concussions from it, making it easy for Craig Whitney, head football coach at West Valley High School, to take action on a product he learned could improve player safety.
I think if we could save one kid in practice or in a game, it's well worth it.
Whitney is just one of the many high school football coaches who has made Guardian caps part of his school's football program. Lakeside High School has been using them for the last few years, and Spokane Public Schools has made them optional for students. But are they effective?
I would just caution parents, athletes, sport administrators from making decisions based on whether or not their athletes are using Guardian caps.
Dr. Aaron Hammer is part of a research team at the University of Wisconsin that conducted a study on Guardian caps involving over 2,600 high school players.
What we found was that there was no difference in the risk of sustaining a concussion whether or not you were wearing a Guardian cap or not.
The manufacturer of Guardian caps does not say that the product prevents concussions, but says they can reduce the impact of hits. For Whitney, even the possibility of a benefit is enough to use them with his players.
There's people out there that are pro Guardian cap. Some say they don't work. If there's a chance that they work, we're going to use them.
In Spokane County, Alexandra Cohen-Yards, 4 News Now.
Well, less than 24 hours to go now. Tomorrow, the Cougs and Huskies clash for the coveted Apple Cup in Washington's biggest rivalry game.
With a sold-out stadium tomorrow, fans will be first to enjoy buying beer and wine while cheering on the Cougs. An exciting first for Cougar football. Hunter Bertram has all the information you need for this new chapter of Cougar Football Saturday.
Now it's even better. Because beer is here.
Beer's here.
Beer is here.
Tomorrow marks a new era for Cougar football as the Apple Cup becomes the first game at Martin Stadium to offer beer and wine throughout most of the venue.
Yeah, I'm happy. I think it's going to get all of our fans riled up. We're going to be able to have a lot better time here in the stadium and, give us a little more confidence to beat those dogs. So.
John Harlow, the Chief Operating Officer for Cougar Athletics.
We're always looking for ways to increase revenue find diverse revenue streams, and raise it in a more dynamic fashion.
Previously, fans could only enjoy a drink in suites, club levels, or the beer garden outside. But now that's available in most places. There's another major change at the stadium you need to know about.
So, no re-entry going forward.
Once you scan in with your ticket, you won't be able to leave and return with the same ticket.
You know, a true Coug fan would never leave the stadium. We would stay there till the end, and we would ride it out. And so honestly, I think that's okay.
And whether you're grabbing a Coors Light or a glass of wine, fans throughout Pullman today are ready for this next new exciting chapter for Martin Stadium.
I'm ecstatic, man. Why? It brings a whole new ball game to the stadium, man. People are going to be jumping around. We're going to be on that field after the game.
WSU Athletics mentioned that beer will cost $10.99, and the same goes for wine.
And you're able to take, with one ID shown, 2 beverages back to your seat per trip to the stands.
However, you won't be able to take them into the student section, and they won't be sold near there either.
Dude, it's going to be a great time.
In Pullman, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
4 News Now weather is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Rain or shine, day or night, good weather always reigns at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. No matter the weather, winning is better. Your 7-day forecast calls for fun at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Coeur d'Alene Casino, winning is just the beginning.
The 2025 Ford Bronco is everywhere, and for good reason. It's built for anything, loaded with capability, and will go anywhere you take it. Snow, mud, dirt, whatever the road throws at you. This goat gives you seven different terrain modes to handle it all. And the Bronco just won an award for best in class for initial quality. When buying your next SUV, think Wendell Ford. We would be honored to show you the new Bronco. Wendell Ford, drive for generations.
This month's Extreme Team, Miriam's House, part of Transitional Living Center. We're going to help more women get help as they transition to a better living. Plus, we're going to give them a little more room to have it more like home. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
AARP Spokane and BECU invite you to take steps towards a sharper mind and a stronger community. Join them for a free monthly Saturday morning walk series at Northtown Mall designed for older adults, where every step supports your health. Led by local AARP volunteers, the walks will be a fun and welcoming way to stay active, socially connected, and informed. Whether you're a casual stroller or a brisk walker, all activity levels are welcome and no one gets left behind. Find out how to participate at this website.
Need a clinic that sees you quickly, even same day? Check. Want expert providers who actually listen? Check. Looking for one place that covers medical, dental, and mental health? Check. Need advice after hours? Our 24/7 nurse hotline is here when you need it. Check. We take most insurance, including Medicaid. No insurance? We offer care that fits your budget. Check. For 40 years, Heritage Health has been here to improve life for everyone.
Jimmy Kimmel blowback. Will he ever return to late night TV? And who might be next? Cancel culture TV wars. Watch the next Inside Edition. Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
I wanna get up, I wanna get down.
From Hollywood, it's Dancing with the Stars. Dancing with the Stars, Tuesday on ABC.
A lawsuit over the price of concert tickets and other events. Ticketmaster and Live Nation are accused of letting scalpers buy up tickets to illegally resell at higher prices. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
The FTC is taking on Ticketmaster, accusing the ticket vendor and its parent company, Live Nation, of using deceptive tactics to jack up prices, costing customers hundreds of millions of dollars. One alleged tactic? Allowing brokers or scalpers to use multiple Ticketmaster accounts to buy up more tickets than the legal limit, and then taking a cut of those extra fees.
There's no one who even comes close to Ticketmaster's strength, its reach, its muscle, its ability to sell the volume of tickets that it has to.
7 states are now joining the new FTC lawsuit, which gives one example of a scalper who allegedly purchased 772 tickets to a 2023 Coldplay concert for about $81,000. The same tickets were resold for over $170,000.
The tickets are so overpriced.
It's just the latest legal action against Ticketmaster. In 2022, millions of Taylor Swift fans were shut out of her Eras tour when Ticketmaster's servers went down. Ticketmaster denied wrongdoing, but lawsuits and a congressional hearing followed.
This is all a definition of monopoly.
If you care about the consumer, cap the price.
We apologize to the fans. We apologize to Ms. Swift. We need to do better.
Live Nation has not yet responded to this new lawsuit, but has insisted it does not set or control ticket prices outside of its service fees. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
It's Friday, and that means it's time for another Air for Adventure. And this week, we are taking you over to Moses Lake to see Palmer's Adventure Park. Check out all the fun activities waiting for you in this edition of Air for Adventure.
So right now, we're at Palmer's Adventure Farm in Moses Lake, Washington, which is located right in the center of the state. Simple places to come have fun with your family. We got a big mega slide behind us that we made out of straw. It's like 5 semi-loads to make that straw pyramid. We got the double barrel slide. It's 2 big tube slides that go into a big corn pit. We dumped probably like 20 tons of corn in there. That's a big attraction for kids. Love to get in there, dig around in the corn. We added this year that's new is our apple blaster area. You put in an apple and it just launches it probably like 120 miles an hour. And we got a couple different targets back there you can shoot at. 4 years ago we started this because there was nothing really to do in Moses Lake, fun for families. We kept having to travel out of town to go do things with our family in the fall time. So we had a little bit of extra straw that we had from the farm. We decided, hey, let's just make a straw maze, open it up to the public, see if anyone shows up.
This is a family affair, yeah. Me and my younger brother Kyle, we used to sit on a combine and harvest corn in the fall and ask ourselves, why don't we just turn this cornfield into a corn maze? And after a decade of kind of talking about it, we decided to finally do it and give some things for the people locally to do. WSU Cougar theme, and that we're really excited about. We plant the corn in the summer, cultivate it, get it up, and anywhere from a couple inches to 2 feet tall is when we go in with the computer-generated design and go through, mark it out, use a backpack sprayer to spray out the corn in those walking paths.
And then shortly after there, the corn just kind of dies off and the paths are left, and a little bit of maintaining through the summertime to keep the pathways smooth and clean. It's family friendly, the pathways are big enough, so I think there's a little confusion once you get in there, but overall, very manageable to get out.
Be outdoors and enjoy the sunshine and go Cougs.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to that. That is amazing. And tomorrow would be a great day for it. Heading to a high of 85 degrees, 73 is our average high. I'll be back with the second half of your weekend forecast after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
At Fred Meyer, you never compromise. You get up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that add up, Fred Meyer shoppers never compromise. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. Did they all just fade away? But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Custom is more than choosing from a few fabric options. With our custom upholstery, you get control over almost every detail, so you can design a piece that's perfect for you. From the style of the arms and legs to the cushion type and pillow shape. Perfect style, perfect comfort, created for you. The Custom Comfort Event. Get 30% off store-wide at the Tin Roof.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks. Like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% financing for 72 months on Silverado 1500 models. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Looking to earn more on your savings without locking it in a CD? With P1FCU's new bump rate, you can earn up to an extra 2.04% APY on your money market just by using your Ascend checking account. Plus, qualifying Ascend checking accounts earn 3.5% APY on balances up to $15,000. Get more flexibility, better returns, and smarter savings. Visit p1fcu.org/bump. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
With Fred Meyer same-day pickup and delivery, it's easy to shop the same in-store prices and have your groceries brought right to you, so you never compromise on what matters most. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Ford News Now is brought to you by Valley Fest, turning September 19th through the 21st.
Ooh, so many plans for the weekend.
We're going to Palmer's. I already decided.
I think it would be a great stop.
I want to shoot one of those apple things.
I do too. And that's the first corn maze that I have not been afraid to go in. Maybe because it's a big cougar. I don't know. It just didn't look so scary.
It doesn't look very. No, there's no chainsaw people waiting to get you. I don't think. Oh my goodness. They
showed at the airport.
Oh geez, yes. Well, there are some changes partway through the weekend that you might want to plan around, but tomorrow's going to be a day very much like today. We got up to 86, not quite record territory. All our records right now are still in the 90s. 73 though is our average high, and our sunset is coming right up at 6:53. Here's our highs for the month, and we are still on pace for one of the warmest Septembers on record. Even with those 2 blue days of below average temperatures, we're going to add a couple of additional blue days on Sunday and possibly Monday. Monday, with the help of some sunshine, we may make it up to 70 degrees, but we've got a bit of a Silverwood situation here with the roller coaster temperatures. This white line is our average high. By this time next week, our average high is in the 60s, but by this time next week, we do have a trend toward above average temperatures that takes us all the way through the end of the month and into the beginning of October. This is the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. 4 things to know about your forecast this weekend. It's going to be warm and sunny on Saturday, a little bit of a breeze in the afternoon. Then the changes come in on Sunday, blowing dust, showers, and high temperatures in the 60s. Here's our chance of precipitation in Spokane on Sunday. Starts with a 20% chance around 9-10 a.m., peaks in the noon to 2 o'clock range, and then begins tapering off in the afternoon, and should be dry by the late afternoon. Precipitation totals right around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Here we are Sunday, 1 o'clock. Hundredths of an inch. I mean, it really is just going to amount to a few sprinkles. A little bit heavier precipitation once you cross over into Liberty Lake, cross the border into Post Falls and Hayden, as well as Coeur d'Alene. And then you may get a sprinkle or two here and there in the afternoon. The winds then pick up as the precipitation begins tapering off. 25-mile-per-hour gusts starting around noon. 30-mile-per-hour gusts once we're into the 3-4 o'clock hour, and that will continue through the early evening. Your planning forecast. One thing I want to point out to you, overnight lows Sunday into Monday. Monday morning, fall officially starts in the 11 o'clock hour. It's our autumnal equinox, and it is going to feel like fall with that 44, 69 for a high, 45 on Tuesday morning with a high of 79, and then our highs will be, or overnight lows will be in the 50s. We might want to keep an eye on that if you live in Deer Park, in Blanchard, in some of the outlying outlying areas where you get an early frost. We may be starting to flirt with that on Monday morning. Check back over the weekend. Jason Valentine will be here with details on that, Kirsten.
Yeah, we're always looking for that first frost. So
yes.
Good to keep an eye and have your weather alerts. Well, heavy rain in the southwest triggered mudslides and flash floods for the region. Remnants from Tropical Storm Mario fueling the surge of rain. Multiple homes have been crushed, cars trapped, and roads closed. ABC's Melissa Adon has the story from San Bernardino County, California.
Major mudslide and debris flow seen in Southern California mountain communities following heavy rain. The town of Oakland, about 80 miles east of Los Angeles in San Bernardino County, experiencing 1 to 2 inches of rainfall in just 1 hour.
I heard a loud rumbling. Kind of sounded like an earthquake was coming. Oh my gosh.
Homes crushed by the major mud and debris flow.
When I open my kitchen window, I just see the first wave of mud. And it already had trees and mailboxes, a bunch of debris.
Fire officials say 10 people were rescued after at least half a dozen vehicles were stranded on State Route 38. The cars trapped by debris in both directions. Northeast of Los Angeles County, in the desert community of Barstow, an urgent search is underway for a 2-year-old boy swept away by floodwaters. The boy's family says Xavier Padilla, who has autism and is nonverbal, was in the car with his father Thursday when both got pulled away by the water. His father rescued. Xavier still missing. In Palm Springs, significant flooding closing down roadways. And in Rio Doso, New Mexico, flash flooding striking the area again. About half an inch of rain falling on burn scar areas. No injuries have been reported. The rain, fueled by Tropical Storm Mario's remnants, is moving north and weakening. The roadway here is closed off, and it's filled with massive chunks of debris and mud and rocks. This is just one example of what the people living here along the San Bernardino County mountains are dealing with as they now face a massive cleanup effort. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Forest Falls, California.
And before we go to break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Introducing custom cabinets now at Floor Trader, the most affordable way to buy cabinets. Available assembled and installed, or save even more with DIY.
Big box prices and small town service only at your local Floor Trader.
Bill's Heating and AC has not 1, not 2, but 3 warehouses overstocked with tankless water heaters. To clear out inventory before the end of the year, we're doing something we've never done before. Advertising our guaranteed lowest pricing for all to see. Right now, you can get a tankless water heater installed for only $3,500 to $4,500, depending on the model. Call now before this amazing deal goes away. Call 208-777-5528.
At Parker Toyota, we've got an SUV for every lifestyle, from the legendary Land Cruiser to the spacious Highlander and the ever-versatile RAV4. Your next adventure starts here.
And with the largest SUV selection in the Northwest, Parker Toyota has what you're looking for on the lot today. With Toyota's world-class reliability and top-tier value, your SUV isn't just ready for the road, it's ready for the long haul.
See our great selection of SUVs at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
The Davenport Hotels invite you to a signature weekend of culinary delights, September 26th through the 28th. Join us for the Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival, taking place in downtown Spokane with multiple events offered throughout the weekend. Purchase any festival ticket and receive a 20% discount code to stay at one of the Davenport properties. Information can be found on the Davenport Hotel Collections website under the Experiences tab. The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival this September, sponsored in part by Windermere Real Estate, BECU, and 4 News Now.
Attention high school sports fans. Your school could be featured on 4 News Now Game of the Week. Go to KXLY.com, vote for your favorite game, and your team could be the featured game on Friday Night Sports Extra. 4 News Now Game of the Week. Brought to you by BECU.
Spokane's hottest music.
Break me so done with you, girl. I've been popping, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot
96.9.
Introducing custom cabinets now at Floor Trader, the most affordable way to buy cabinets. Available assembled and installed, or save even more with DIY.
Big box prices and small town service only at your local Floor Trader.
Book your stay and play getaway today at Missisquoi.com.
Front load your weekend with the outdoor activities, although Sunday not so bad. It's going to be light rain, a refreshing dusty breeze.
Sure, a little mist while you're running the Boulevard race.
Yes, and then we'll go get our cars washed on Monday because they're going to be pretty gross.
I'll like that though. That'll be a good start to fall. I do want to make a note here. Derek will be back. He's shooting another football game for Friday Night Sports Extra. That's at 11.
Sign up